Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
To other news now, and police forces across America have been put on alert tonight after shocking new video emerged showing the fatal shooting by officers of yet another black man. It's feared the shooting in Chicago may give rise to a backlash after other recent deaths at the hands of police and the subsequent Black Lives Matter demonstrations.
This incident happened a week ago, but only today have these police videos from multiple angles been released. A teenager had stolen a car and was being chased by Chicago police. When they encounter it, officers open fire instantly as it passes. The driver, 18-year-old Paul O'Neill, then crashed into another police car. Surviving that, the driver fled on foot down an alley, chased by officers. More shots can be clearly heard. O'Neill is now dying on the ground from gunshot wounds as an ambulance is called. The teenager was unarmed, but the police officers at the scene appear to suggest they had been fired at.
You shot too? Huh? You shoot? Yeah. You? And they shot at us too, right? I shot at the car after it almost hit you.
The question for a department already under immense scrutiny is whether this was a clear breach of the rules and an inappropriate use of deadly force. The lawyer for O'Neill's family is in no doubt.
The family watched the execution of their loving son. These police officers decided to play judge, jury, and executioner. The family was so distraught, and understandably so, that they have left.
Another issue is why the later, final gunshots that killed O'Neill were not captured by video, raising the question of whether the officer's body cam had been deliberately switched off. The victim's sister has spoken of the family's distress.
We was really hurt. It was disturbing, very disturbing. Not the way anything's supposed to be done.
I know when the shots were coming at us, when the car was coming
Chicago's
at us.
police department has promised to be open and transparent, but this shooting is likely to add to the distrust between the community and law enforcement. Robert Moore, News at 10, Washington.
Well, here in the UK, activists from the Black Lives Matter movement staged protests, blockading airport approach roads and transport hubs. They were highlighting the number of deaths of black people in police custody in Britain and what they claim are other examples of injustices. A black former Metropolitan Police officer told us that while the protesters' tactics might be questionable, the message deserves a hearing.
Black Lives Matter! Blocking a key approach road to Heathrow Airport was meant to cause maximum disruption, and it did. Several protesters chained themselves together using pipes filled with concrete to make it as difficult as possible to remove them.
Black people face a disruption of their lives every single day. We've got everyday racism with stop and search, unemployment, access to healthcare, especially mental health care.
We want justice! In Nottingham, the trams were brought to a standstill when sympathisers lay down on the tracks. Once again chained and cemented together after a call on social media for a nationwide shutdown.
1,562 deaths in police custody in my lifetime. 0 convictions.
The UK Black Lives Matter argue a disproportionate number of black people die in police custody.
This is a crisis.
221 people have died in police custody in England and Wales over the last 10 years. 45 were from black and minority ethnic communities. That's 20% of the total. Higher than the 14% of the UK population who come from black, Asian or minority ethnic background. These protests are taking place on the 5th anniversary of Mark Duggan's death. People here claim that he is yet another victim of police racism and violence, yet a jury decided that he was lawfully killed. Mark Duggan was shot dead by police in North London. His death is thought to have triggered the riots in 2011.
There is definitely a recognition that America, Black Lives Matter, has got the attention of people, and it's starting to build momentum nationally. And I think they want to create that movement to address some injustices which haven't been resolved over here.
Black Lives Matter!
In Manchester tonight, traffic was again brought to a standstill. The start of a wave of protest aimed at forcing the fight against racism up the political agenda. Juliet Bremner, News at 10.